you guys. Happy Wesley Wednesday.
What Wesley say?
What Wesley say? Also known as Hump Day, you guys. Welcome to the morning tea. We have so much to get into. Again, don't know why I always sing at the beginning.
Because, Maddison, we're a musical pair. Sometimes you hit them with a hee-hee, and I hit them with a ho-ho, harmony.
Exactly, yes. Literally harmonizing like it's our job. We have so much to talk about. We are going to get into this whole Blac Chyna's lawyer's statement. So much shade, so much sass, to the point that I honestly can't even believe this is a legal professional who is giving these statements to publications.
Oh, God, Maddison, this makes me feel like Chyna could be in trouble in terms of winning this.
It's not good. Also, though, I will say we were right in saying or speculating that she was having to sell her follow-backs and her FaceTime calls for money for her attorney. So, at least we were right with that. Mm-hmm.
She don't have no money?
According to her, we'll get into it. But, she's just being an entrepreneur.
Okay. That's beautiful. She's a business woman.
Mm-hmm. I'm holding it in until we get there, but yes.
Okay.
That's one way. That is one way to describe it. We also have an update on Khloe and Tristan, you guys. We have a little Kourtney news. She's clapping back at trolls about her children. We also, this is a little different than normal, but we have some tea from Brandon Jenner, which I know Gabby is going to be happy about. I feel like Gabby always loves to talk about Brandon Jenner. But he recently
released out right now, girl.
Yes, a book, and he threw a little shade at Mama Chris and kind of Caitlyn being in the mix with the Kardashians, and It's very interesting tea.
So Brandon Jenner, just to be clear, Brody's brother, and their father now is Caitlyn Jenner, just for people that have no idea who Brandon is. Just so also I remember who Brandon Jenner is.
Yes.
So just so we have a quick refresh, he's part of the Jenner circle, but he's very much on the outer ring.
He is on the outer ring, which he says is his choice, and now he's going to continue to be on the outer ring based on what he just said about Mama Chris.
I just want to ask Maddison, doesn't he have music?
He does have music.
See, maybe he should get in the Jenner circle and maybe we might hear it. Just saying. Ooh.
Okay.
No, just saying.
It's the truth. We're also talking about Britney Spears. We're talking about Olivia Jade. We're talking about DaBaby, Lady Gaga. We're talking about Bhad Bhabie and her recent Instagram live that was an absolute disaster. Don't know if you saw that, but
I have seen a response.
There we go. I mean, Tarzan is still trending on Twitter for a reason. And when you see that, it's not because there's a new live action coming. It's unfortunately because of Bhad Bhabie. It's
because her team is running her image into the ground, in my opinion. Because she had the makeup collab. I felt like that was sort of like a fork in the road for her to just she wanted to keep making the money. She could have just been a beauty girl and called it a day.
Yeah, I feel like her team might need to break quarantine, break social distancing, and fix the situation. Because it's not good, you guys. It's not good. We also were talking about Cardi B. We're talking about Charli D'Amelio, the TikToker. She broke up with her boyfriend, who is another TikToker, and the TikTok world is just crushed and sad. We're talking a little bit more about Nicki. We're talking about Selena Gomez. She is actually suing somebody. Normally, we don't talk about that in regards to Selena, but yes, she is. She is getting her money together because she's not here for people trying to use her name and likeness and not profit.
Maddison, this was like not even like a maybe is that Selena. This was like someone hired an animator and was like, okay, here's Selena Gomez. Draw this up for this app here, please.
Thank you. It's not even a reach. Like, that's the thing. Sometimes with these lawsuits of like, that's my photo or that's my bee, whatever. Normally we sit up here and we're like, we see where you're coming from, but not really. This one, it's like, even the pose is the exact same. Like, there's no way around it that Selena Gomez has an open and shut case.
Maddison, I want to ask the T-Tribe something. Now, I see Miss Mika, right? I see her in the chat. Now, we're going to get into the Miss Mika song, but I want to ask the T-Tribe to do us a favor. If you enjoy the Miss Mika song, can you give this video a thumbs up? Because it's going to get us pumped up. It's going to give my hype woman the hype that she needs to get the party started. Once Mika, it's like the party can't get started until Mika walks in, and Mika has entered the chat.
So now,
yeah, we need, much like Tinkerbell, we need our thumbs up to sort of get to the spirit for the Mika moment.
Yes, so I got my hair slicked back for a reason, you guys.
Just slicked it on back and your hoops on?
Oh, yesterday was one of those days where I said, Wednesday, we have some people coming for me. I think I need the slick back hair so people really know what time it is. You know what I'm saying?
Silly. You're giving me Jennifer Lopez and Enough.
Oh, that's one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. Okay, now I have to watch that. Now I want to go I punch some lemons and get in my zone. Okay, sorry. We have 5, 6, 7, 8.
Miss Mika, nice to meet ya. Miss Mika, she on fleeka. Miss Mika, she loves the tea ya, and we see ya. Miss Mika, go Mika, go Mika, go Mika. Happy Wednesday to Mika Meeks. Hey.
Yes, hello Mika. Let's see what's going on in the chat. I see you guys all excited about the Miss Mika song. I love it. Everyone's dancing. Olivia said, hey, hey. She was filling in my parts. And the reason why I don't say it is because there's a little bit of a delay between Courtney and I. And when you guys hear it, I don't want you to be like, wow, has Maddison lost her rhythm since being in quarantine? No, I swear I haven't. There's just a delay, so I'd rather Courtney just take it. I'll be dancing over here. And once we're reunited,
you give me the moves that I require. You're always hired, Madison. I said, dancer. Get Madison Hill on the line.
Thank God. Also, Alex said, do you guys plan to match? Here's the thing. We never plan to match.
No, girl, Madison is on a different stage, y'all.
We've actually planned to match like maybe twice. And that's when we had Cross Color send us clothes that were fantastic.
And Halloween.
And
the spill the t-shirts. So 3 times.
3 times.
And the actual merch drop 4 times. But they were all official, like, moments. We were like, Queen, like, merch.
Anytime you see us just in clothes like this that are coordinating, that's just because our lobes are linked.
Yeah, I don't even notice until they bring it up in
Neither do I. And I just had a whole 15-minute conversation with you before this even happened. No idea. We were just literally just talking away. We also have Chandra Panda. My little girl sings the Mika song every day when she hears it. Love it.
Yes.
I love that. Actually, you guys, if you love singing the Miss Mika song or your little one sings the Miss Mika song, your pet maybe jives their head just a little bit to the Miss Mika song, take a video and tag Courtney and I, as well as the Hollyscoop account. Also tag Hollyscoop. Don't forget about Hollyscoop account. And we'll repost. So that would be really fun. So we can see you guys doing the Miss Mika song.
That's what I love. I got some dogs in my little story bubble thing. So I was like, I thought I saw Jenny in there. I said, show us your pooches. I want to see all of the dogs and the kitty cats. Absolutely.
Yes. Always tag us and tag Hollyscoop. That way we can see and we can repost and put it everywhere. We absolutely love to see it. I also want to shout out the Tea Tribe because the power of you guys is absolutely insane. Courtney, they showed me so much love on my YouTube channel yesterday. I'm 10 times more nervous to actually upload anything now, but I'm excited.
No, Madison, that should make you more excited because most people that start know that they're not going to have any views at all. You will already be starting out with our beautiful people that love and support you that are going to watch because we just want to know, what does Madison have to say?
I literally am like still in shock. Like I just am like, the power of the Tea Tribe is like so unbelievable. I can't even believe it. You guys are amazing.
Yay.
Kick it off and pour up the tea.
Let's do it.
We got a lot to get into, a lot to talk about, a very thick and juicy docket on this Wesley Wednesday, and now you guys are getting more excited for the tea. Yes. I'm so excited. Okay, we're kicking it off talking about Miss Britney Spears. Please don't spill.
I got it.
Like every day, I wish you guys, if we had like a heart rate meter that could pop up and you could just see my heart rate just starting to increase when Courtney pours that hot water over his lap.
And it's hot, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. It's hot. But it'll be fine if she spills the one day. Girl, we gonna pull that clip so fast.
Make it go everywhere. We're kicking it off talking about Britney Spears. And the fact that sadly, her son, when he went Instagram Live, was right. She has no plans to make music anytime soon. This is a new report from Hollywood Life, and the source said, quote, Britney does share with those close to her that she would like to make a comeback in music one day again, but she's nowhere near that. Right now, Britney is just working on herself and to be the best that she can be. And she also would like to regain more independence in her own life, which makes me sad.
Here's the thing. I have to be honest. Britney is not ready. I want it. I want Blackout 2.0. I want Femme Fatale 2.0. I want all of those things. However, it is very clear that Britney is not ready yet. I'm glad that she is self-aware. I feel like we'll all not forget about Britney, but we'll be caught up in something else in terms of pop culture, and then it'll be quiet, and then boom, Britney. And let me tell you, by that point, Maddison, I don't care where in the world she gonna go. My coins will be ready for Britney because I will not miss Britney again. Absolutely not. First CD I ever purchased in my life. No.
No, I completely agree. I also think Britney is one of those stars, which I want to shout out Natalie. She said, yes, Maddison, we believe in you. Thank you, Natalie. You guys are literally the most incredible group of people ever. But I think Britney is one of those celebrities, kind of like an Adele, a Rihanna, where, it doesn't really matter when she decides to finally come. Like you said, the world will stop and pay attention.
Yes, ma'am. For Britney, especially if it's real good, Maddison, and I feel like she wouldn't surprise drop unless her team was like, this is good. You know what I mean? So if Britney surprise drop, just take my money. It's fine.
Right away. Honestly, it would be best for her to wait because like we talked about yesterday, experts are weighing in that we might not be able to go to a concert again until fall of 2021. So honestly, if Britney needs to take this time to get herself together, take this time to get her together because I want to make sure that we can actually see this comeback in person.
Maddison, you know how many people probably done scrapped their albums that they probably were feeling rushed to put out, or maybe they are taking some extra time to make sure it's right. I feel like if we have to wait until 2021, that's going to be a new golden age of music, and I'm fine with that.
Yes, completely agree. Okay, let's move on and talk about Olivia Jade.
Okay.
So, Olivia Jade is now reacting to the fact that those rowing pictures were released. Remember last week we filled you guys in on the fact that prosecutors finally presented these rowing photos that we kept hearing about. And it was photos of Olivia and her sister posing on machines to send to recruiters to show that they were in training. This was always, I feel like, the point you and I kept harping on. Because when people were like, oh, what was Olivia Jade? Poor thing. You and I were like,
she knew what she was doing.
Yeah, exactly. Their faces are blurred out in the photos, but it's very clear that it's her and her sister. And so that now this is a new report from E! News that Olivia Jade is, quote, extremely embarrassed that prosecutors released her rowing photos. Aside from feeling embarrassed, the source said Olivia, quote, is fully aware that this predicament is an ongoing one and she has waves of sadness and anger. The source said that Olivia and her sister are leaning on each other, and it's been helpful they're going through this together.
Maddison, you know where I wish Olivia Jade could get to a point, too? I saw an interview real quick the other day of Alexis Nyers. You remember her?
Okay.
Hi, Joe, this is Alexis Nyers. Like,
get her, out of my brain.
Were you thinking of her, too?
No joke. I literally was just creeping on her Instagram 2 days ago. Really? And I was like, this girl has had a glow up. She's a mom now. She's got a podcast.
Oh, she's good. She interviewed very well, too, Maddison. She's like turned her whole life around. She's very open about the fact that she used drugs, but she's open about her story. She's truthful about her story. And now she's able to tell, like, hey, I'm good now. This is what I'm doing. It's all positive stuff. And I wish Olivia Jade would get to that point. But she's still young. You know, it took Alexis Nyers like, 10 years or something like that to get to this point. I want to feel sympathy for her because her mom was sort of like the CEO. Her parents were the CEO of this disaster, but she did agree to it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I think that's what these pictures show, which is why she feels so embarrassed by it. And I feel like you guys are having absolutely no sympathy. Nika said, I don't know. I don't think she even wanted to go to college. She probably wanted to do YouTube full time, but her mom wanted her to have a degree. Yes, that's true. She openly admitted that. Her parents literally spent $500,000 to illegally get her into college. And she was on YouTube saying, I'm excited to just go for the parties.
Now, Maddison, for people, you know me, girl, you know I got to flip the script. Now, for people that do feel sympathy, all two of us, that then leads me to believe, okay, so your mom paid for you to get into the school, or they set it up so you can get into the school, whatever. You was just going to party regardless, so that means that the degree you probably would have received would not have been earned. You see what I'm getting at? So I'm glad that this happened because she truly took a seat, a spot from someone that really wanted to go and row and learn, or maybe not even row, but still learn. She doesn't even
row and learn. No, exactly. I also think the thing about Alexis Nyers versus Olivia Jade, like, I love that you brought up that comparison. I think that's so great. I will say Alexis Nyers also has like totally owned up to everything. Like on her Instagram, she posts her mugshot like all the time and jokes about like her glow up and the 10-year challenge. Like she definitely has owned it and taken control of it. I think Olivia has a long way to go because she's still trying to play the I had no idea I'm innocent card. Exactly. And it's like, girl, now that these photos are out, take control of the narrative and just be like, yeah, you know what? I did do this. I know it's wrong. Got to move past it. But I can't feel bad for someone who doesn't take ownership of their actions.
And that's the thing, Maddison. And she were like, oh my God, like, I'm really sorry. I didn't realize. She could even have said, I didn't realize it was that big of an offense. I just did what my mom told me to do. There's just no responsibility for it. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, Mom?
Yeah.
Dad?
Exactly. And her dad joked that, you know, they had to work the system to get their daughters into school. So I feel like the whole family right now, they're very nonchalant, like, attitude of nothing can stop us, nothing can reach us. It's like, welcome to reality. Welcome to 2020.
They won't be able to reach you when you get locked up in the pod.
Where all hell has broken loose. Welcome, join us. Welcome to reality. I see you guys talking. Emily said it's annoying AF because there's poor people out there like me who works their expletive off and still can't afford to go, and she gets to buy her way in and play victim SMH. Completely agree, Emily. That's been our biggest issue with this whole thing, is that she took up a scholarship spot that could have gone to somebody who worked hard and actually earned it. And I'm sorry, I don't care. No one will ever change my mind on that.
Oh yeah, Maddison. I feel like if you want to go to college, you put in the work to go to college, and I feel like she bypassed that. So these are the consequences.
Exactly. Okay, let's move on and talk about DaBaby. DaBaby, after leaving fans hanging all day yesterday, confirms that he has a new album coming very soon, the 17th, this Friday, and it's going to be titled "Blame It on Baby." I want to ask you, do you think this album will be successful given the whole slapation situation?
To be honest, Maddison, I think that affects it a little bit, to be honest, but I also believe that, not to bring it to the music, if the music is monotonous, it won't do well. Okay. I don't know if you've noticed, but since, at least for me, since DaBaby has come up and been sort of like a general figure now, he's broke through, we'll say. Everyone's music sounds like that. Production-wise, it all sounds like that. Dum, 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 dum. So if he doesn't break away from that and leave the girls to keep following, he will fall into like a trap. He'll fall into like a Fetty Wap. Because where is he? You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. Wow, you're exactly right. Yeah. I didn't even think of, again, another fantastic comparison. But when was the last time Fetty Wap even put anything out?
He's been putting out music. It's just nothing mainstream. It's the same thing with Designer. Remember? Where he at? I don't want DaBaby to fall into that kind of trap. So I don't, even though it should, I don't think that the slapation will affect the sales, but I do think if the music isn't different, it will.
This is kind of like his big moment. I feel like that will either solidify him staying mainstream or not. Yeah. Because especially with kind of that slap scandal, and if the music's not there, I feel like that's two strikes, you know?
Well, I'll say this. Here's something positive. We know for a fact that 9 times out of 10, the Camila will stream that because he was on Camila's album. So shout out to Camila Lizers.
Honestly, the best song on Camila's album, in my opinion.
Now, why you spelt like that, Maddison?
It's true.
Now, my oh my, why you told the truth like that, Maddison Hill?
Also, Mr. Makeshift has officially shook me to my core because he said Fetty Wap works for Disney. Is that true? Can someone confirm?
I'm a check.
Does Fetty Wap actually work for Disney? Is that real? Because if so, what is he doing for Disney?
I see a song from 2019, With You, Meg Donnelly, featuring Fetty Wap. And then I see something, a Radio Disney. Is that what he's talking about? Did he make a song with someone from the Disney Channel? Well, hey, Maddison, I'm not mad. The reason why is if hip-hop doesn't want him and he can turn around and be family-friendly, it's a bigger coin.
That's true.
Smart.
Honestly, the Disney coin is smart.
Yeah.
I can't hate on anyone. That's a very big bag. Secure it while you can. Secure it while the opportunity's there. Let's move on and talk about Lady Gaga. You know, just our woman who is saving the world along with Rihanna. It's fine. It's no big deal. But this is some really exciting news for Swifties, aka like Courtney and I. But Taylor Swift and Sam Smith have officially been added to the lineup for Lady Gaga's virtual benefit concert called One World Together at Home. It's set to air this Saturday on virtually any network and also a bunch of different streaming services. So just look up what's easiest for you. You will be able to watch it virtually anywhere. This is just more people added to the list. We know Billie Eilish is on there as well. Other celebrities are set to make an appearance. Ellen DeGeneres is going to make an appearance. All the late night hosts are going to be there. Like, the lineup for this at-home virtual concert is insane.
Well, that's the one I'm going to watch. Taylor's going to be there. So, I mean, shout out to everyone else. Because I love me some Billie. Sam Smith has hits. But I wasn't tuning in unless Taylor was walking up on that stage. And will Taylor give us the Loverfest announcement? I'm sure she won't, but I'll be looking for it because my hopes are up now.
I'll be honest, I was excited about it, but then I saw Taylor Swift. It's this weekend. It's happening this weekend. It's set to air on Saturday. I see you guys asking. But yeah, when I saw Taylor was for sure on, I was like, so we're not only going to get to see a cute little setup in her house with her cats, but you know I always hope for a little new Taylor Swift sprinkled in with a little old Taylor Swift. I just want the best
old stuff. She's going to give us a little bit of something. Give us one song from each album, girl.
Could you imagine? That's what, I don't even want to talk about Loverfest being pushed back because that's all I've been hoping for. And it really gets me emotional to think that we're going to have to wait for that.
It's fine. I just would like to know whether it's canceled or postponed so that I can know whether I am receiving my coin back or will my Loverfest coin be in limbo until Taylor say I'm getting on the stage.
Which either way, she's one person who I will stay in limbo for.
I agree. If it's not, well, her and Nicki Minaj. Anyone else?
Give it back. Put that direct deposit right back in.
Put it back. Put my stimulus check back, please, Ticketmaster.
Exactly. We have Wesley. Hashtag what Wesley say. Watch Taylor only appearing to send a message to the fans and asking them to stay home and wash their hands. Wesley?
I would cackle, Wesley. I would stand and cackle. I would stand even harder.
Don't manifest that for us.
That's all surrounding the TV. But, hi, guys. Just want to remind you guys, please stay safe. Wash your hands. Cat like walks by. Meow. Like, that's cute. Girl.
We'll still be here for it. It's fine. We also have Travis saying, here for my Queen Taylor Swift, period. Yes, Travis. This is why we love you. Absolutely. Okay, let's move on and talk about Bhad Bhabie, a.k.a. Danielle Bregoli. So, we have to throw it back to last week a little bit to preface. You guys remember, we filled you in on this. We talked about this on the morning tea. When Danielle Bregoli posted those videos where her skin tone was noticeably darker. She clapped back on her story shortly after those videos. It was like, you know, there's people dying. You guys are worried about me. Blah, 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 blah. Well, we thought it was dead, and we were hoping that this conversation was dead, but she decided to bring it back up on her recent Instagram Live, and she defended herself once again. This time, she compared her upbringing to that of Tarzan. It's really something you guys just need to hear from her mouth because it's that absurd. So Leo's going to play the clip for you guys because it's mind-boggling.
Say that I try to be black because and maybe a reason of me trying to be black because I grew up in the hood. Tarzan, right? The story of Tarzan.
Courtney, what do you think about that?
Madison, I want to know why I gotta sit up here as black as I am and discuss this young white woman comparing herself to Tarzan and calling black people apes, gorillas, etc. I wish that everybody would stop giving her attention. You know what? I'll say something that maybe something y'all might be able to connect to. Maddison, even. You know how I bring up Trisha Paytas from time to time? Trisha Paytas's game is she starts something, whether it's I'm trans, whether I have multiple personality disorder, whatever it is, and then she does like a series of videos about them for like a week or 2-3 weeks. Y'all don't realize that this is the same strategy, that it started with the picture, outrage, and then we left it alone. And now she's back with like another video to like upset the girls. And she always is just trying to up the ante, just like Trisha Paytas. What I don't want, honestly, is for someone to hurt this young lady because you're calling black people gorillas and apes and etc. But I just find it to be gross, disgusting. And she's sitting up there with a Diana Ross wig on. So, I mean, do you like black people or not? Like, what's the story? Honestly, I don't care. I'm closing the book and I'm leaving the library, Maddison.
No,
I wish that Dr. Phil would have never given her a platform. And I wish that all people, not just black people, would even stop using their platforms to drag her. Because all it does is make her money and give her more attention, which is the point.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think for me, you know, she was always pushing the ante, pushing the envelope, and I think she does it to see just how far she can go, honestly, and keep profiting and keep having a career. And I think this time, I personally don't feel like she should be able to come back.
I agree.
That's me. We can say our opinion. We can stick to that. I already don't follow her on social media. The only time I ever see anything about her is when I have to come and get stuff ready for tea and you guys and for work. So I already don't support her in any form. I don't stream her music, anything like that. But I feel like I agree. I think people need to take their outrage for things like this and actually just turn it into action. Like sending out a tweet is not doing anything. What actually does something is unfollowing, stop streaming, you know, stop supporting. That's actually what does something. Like, yes, it's great to get your feelings out on Twitter, but to me, that's just so not productive when you could actually be doing so many other things.
It's like when we talk about James Charles, the first thing I say is, well, I have him muted. And it's not because I'm trying to use my platform to bash or anything. It's just I choose not to engage. You know what I mean? He does things for attention. She does things for attention. So the same formula would apply.
I love it. Lady T Joy said, T-Tribe should be the first to start the trend. This should be the last time we all discuss her and ignore all her mess from here on out. 901 Erica said, I can't believe a young person like her in 2020 is still so insensitive. And I'll tell you when people just cry babies, but this is wrong. Completely agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
it's just inappropriate.
Age to me, when people say, oh my gosh, I was young, I did, I hate that excuse. And I bring that up all the time because that was one thing Camila Cabello said too, and it really irritates me because I'm like, I'm sorry, as soon as you step foot into a school, in my opinion, even when you're little, like that lesson is there and that lesson is taught and okay, granted, let's say you go to a home and that lesson isn't continued. I'm sorry, by the time you are in elementary school and you're starting to learn about history, that's wrong.
Exactly. You're absolutely right, Maddison. You're absolutely right.
I'm sorry. I get so fired up about this because I'm just like, that's a horrid excuse, and no way should that be accepted at all by anybody.
Maddison, they'd be like, but she's 17. She young. You know they love to say that. They'd be like, she's 25. She young. Same with Tristan. He's young. Me and Tristan the same age. I said he's almost 30, so he young.
Don't bring up that we're close to Tristan Thompson's age. Don't even like to say that.
I'd be like, me and Tristan the same age, and y'all be like, he could cheat on Khloe because he's young. Okay.
I love when people say that. He's young and he's successful. Let him live. I'm sorry.
This ain't the game with Tia Mowry. Y'all need to stop.
Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And everyone's saying, yes, no more Danielle Bergoli. And then April said, isn't Bhad Bhabie friends with Lil Tay, who's like 9 or 10 years old? Probably.
Lil Tay got out the game because she was smart. Lil Tay was pressing that young lady. And that young lady
Lil Tay, Whoa, Vicky. I almost said Lil Vicky again, and I always do that.
She's, whoa, Vicky.
Whoa, Vicky. Anyway, we're going to move on because honestly, I don't even want to talk about these people anymore. But let's talk about Cardi B.
Okay.
That was a hard transition, and I'm so sorry about that. Woo! That was not planned. She went Instagram Live yesterday, and Bernie Sanders popped in. And they talked about him dropping out of the race, Corona, because, Cardi now loves to do her coronavirus. I'm just like, whatever. I'll leave my thoughts about that for a later date. Mm-hmm. And they also talked about his nails because before he got on the live, Cardi B was talking about how she was painting her nails because she felt gross in quarantine. So Birdie made a joke and was like, "What do you think about my nails, Cardi?" And she was like, "You look like you've been in quarantine."
Oh my God. Well, good job. She's visible. Mm-hmm. I imagine that is the plan. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Cardi hanging out with Bernie.
Yeah, beautiful moment. I know.
I just want to say, okay, I was going to let it go. The last time Cardi hung out with Bernie, girl, that was the day that whole entire thing happened. So excuse me if I feel a little triggered right now.
Do you want to just explain?
The same day that happened was the same day that she was like, "Oh my God, Bernie is for anti-bullying and blah, blah, blah." That was the same exact day. So, I mean, fantastic, but I don't believe it, and who cares? That's how I honestly feel.
No, yeah. I love it. And on that note, we're going to get into some couples therapy. Taking off our couples therapy with Charli D'Amelio and Chase Hudson, a.k.a. Lil Huddy. So they were like the TikTok couple. They were the icons. They were both in Hype House. They were just the TikTokers who everyone loved. And they have officially broken up, and they posted a statement about it. Lil Huddy posted the statement. He said that him and Charli are breaking up. They're going their separate ways, but they're always going to have love for each other. He apologized that they've taken so long to come forward, but they wanted to process privately first. He said it's been incredibly hard on both of them, and then he also asked for privacy as they both start this new chapter.
Lil Huddy?
That's his TikTok name. Chase Hudson, Lil Huddy.
But they call him Lil Huddy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, I wish
I kind of feel like... I know. I kind of feel like Charli might be better off, right?
I'm like, Charli's getting her own show next. Is this part of the show?
Where's she getting her own show?
Charli? Charli's the girl that's getting her own show with the family.
Oh, her family's getting a reality show.
Her and the family. I thought Charli the TikTok girl. Yeah, she's getting her own show, girl.
Oh, I didn't know.
So, girl, this part of the show. You know this part of the show. It's just, remember when Tana's first season came out, she magically broke up with the kid that looked like Justin Bieber. I won't even say his name and give him the clout. But remember that? Then all of a sudden they broke up and then here's the show. Girl, this is part of the show. I'm sure. This sounds like Team 10 all over again. Girl, bye.
Okay, that's what I literally, anytime I see like the Hype House or the Clubhouse that Daisy Keach is starting, I'm like, this is literally, you think that they would have looked at their predecessors, okay? Looked at the Team 10 situation, how that completely blew up. All of that drama. You think that they'd be like, you know what? Nah, we're good. We're TikTokers. We are doing things differently. And instead, it's just following that exact same pattern. Like, especially, even with this breakup statement, I'm like, this literally feels like Tana and Jake Paul.
It's because now at this point, you gotta look at it as, I'm trying to make like a really good comparison. It's almost like the student becomes the teacher. So like all of the, I'll just say it, all of the YouTubers that couldn't make it, or all of the YouTubers that didn't switch up their ideas and basically got run off the site by the Tanas and all of the who gives AF about anything wave, those people are now all talent managers for the next wave of content creators. So they're going to keep repeating what they saw until someone comes in and is like, this is stupid and this doesn't make sense and this is how we're going to do it and everybody's going to love it. So until people stop being afraid of repeating the cycle, people like us will keep repeating the same story every year, just with different people and different faces.
Well, I guess then we're going to have to be the ones who switch it up. Just saying. Just saying.
Because I don't like it. That sounds cool.
She said, OMG, did I finally make it to the T Live? Yes! Hey, Maddison, can I get a shout out? Autumn woke me up for a feed at the right time. Yes to your little baby Autumn waking you up at the right time. Yes, welcome to the live.
Good morning.
The next part of Couples 13, we're talking about Nicki Minaj. She still is remaining silent on split rumors. And Courtney, this is now amping up on social media, amping up on Twitter. Did you see anything? Are you getting a different feel? I know yesterday you said in regards to, there's a rumor that Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty have split. Still hasn't said anything. Do you feel that Nicki is waiting, or do you still feel like it's not true? In terms of
the people that I follow on Twitter, Maddison, I follow a lot of Team Minaj members. There are, I feel, this is like stupid to even bring up, but I feel like there are Nicki Minaj fans that are younger that might have come like around the Pink Print era, and they are the ones that like amp up all of this drama, where I feel like a lot of us that are the older Nicki Minaj fans since like 2008, 2009 are like, until Nicki Minaj comes online and says this is true or this is not true, we shouldn't believe anything. And I feel like it could end in a way that the fans don't want if we are all speculating. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to speculate and then Nicki come back and is like, well, album coming out March 2021. Y'all all want to create mess. Not to say that she's like that, but it could happen. Right. She could want to wait all of this drama out, and I don't want that. So I don't want to speculate, and I don't believe that they have separated. Just to answer your question, I don't believe that they have separated.
Okay, I was just curious because I feel like you are really in deep with the Barbs, the older Barbs who aren't messy. And crazy things, and like actually are mature about
we don't sit up there and leak music and watch leaked music videos and all of that. Like, that stuff is corny.
Yeah, no, completely agree. We have Jessica saying, I told my friend Nicole about you guys, and now we're currently video chatting, watching the morning tea together. It's her first time. Hi, Nicole.
Welcome. Good morning, Nicole. Hey, welcome.
I hope, Nicole, that you're loving our mess, hopefully, and thank you so much for sharing your friend Jessica with us. And now I love that you guys are enjoying the tea together.
Couples therapy, actually.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yes. Okay, now we're going to talk about some Selena Gomez news. So if you guys have been waiting for Selena news, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and start getting your emojis in the chat. You know what you got to do. Get it going, get it going, get it going, get it going, get it going. So Selena Gomez, you guys, is suing this tech company that's behind the game, the Clothes Forever styling game. Never heard of this game, but it's like it's like, you know how Kim had her app where that Kim Kardashian game? That's what this looks like, where it's like you dress up and you run around a town, and not something I'm into, but you know what? To each their own. And Selena is claiming that they used her name and likeness without her permission. And honestly, she's not wrong. So you guys are looking at right now the picture that the game is using, and it's directly a ripoff from the Flair magazine cover that Selena did. I mean, literally down to the pose. Down to the freaking pose.
That's no bueno. That's no bueno, Maddison. They can't do that. And you know how much money they probably made off of having Selena Gomez in the game? You know what I mean? Oh, that's awful.
Awful, awful, awful. Selena's attorney released a statement saying that due to Selena's career, she's a household name, and this game is profiting off her name and likeness. She said that they plan to fight this vigorously. I love that word. Selena, just a little background information. She tends to charge $800,000 for a sponsored post on Instagram. So we have an idea of what she's going for. TMZ reports that she's suing for damages, a cut of the profits, and for the game to stop its alleged unlawful activity and business practices.
See, here's the thing. And this is not to that company, but y'all should have had that game up like 3 months, 90 days, took your money and ran and called it a day, shut the whole business down and flipped it into a whole new app. So they wasn't thinking. People get greedy, Maddison. They get greedy. And you know them Selenators, once they found out, girl, you knew they would. Girl, I got a tweet the other day, or I saw something on my timeline the other day, and it was like someone, they had like DM'd Selena's like person in her team, and they were like, thanks for the tea. I'll pass it along to Selena's legal department, legal person, lawyer. And I was like, how do y'all know the team to be passing along mess? To leave Selena team alone, unless it's something like this, because she need her coin off of this.
Yeah.
But
I think the reason why I love this too is because I feel like Selena is in this era right now where she just is all about taking what's rightfully hers, flipping the narrative to something she feels comfortable with, and she's starting her own makeup company. Like, I feel like Selena is stepping into her mogul moment, like not just being an artist, a singer, not just being an actress. Like, we are becoming a mogul. Like, we are setting ourselves up for whenever we don't want to sing anymore, we don't want to act, we will have something to lean on. And I feel like everybody better get ready because Selena's coming.
Maddison, do you believe that today Rihanna might have set that blueprint for women?
1,000%.
Is it fair to say that?
1,000%. And
like,
honestly,
make you feel like I could do this, I could do that. Once I get my bag over here, I need to go and get this bag over there and keep myself steady and set and comfortable.
Yeah, 1000%. And that's why I love Rihanna. Also, like, for me personally, Juliana Rancic, when I was younger, everyone was like, who do you want to be when you grow up? And I was like, I want to be Juliana Rancic. And you know why? Because, yes, she did her entertainment news thing. But when she knew, like, you know what? I don't know if I can hold on to this forever. She was like, I'm going to start restaurants with my husband. I'm going to start a wine company. I'm going to start a clothing company. Oh, yeah. She has multiple businesses that keep it going and keep it pushing. And I respect people who think about the long-term plan. And that's how I think about my life, too. I'm like, we got to think about the long-term situation. Yeah. Because although I do have very good genetics and I won't wrinkle easily, thank you to my parents.
You better let us know.
This eventually will fade. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see a crack here? No.
Let me tell you, I think I'm getting more cracks in quarantine, if we're being honest.
You are silly.
Just saying, you got to think about the whole thing. And yes, Soma said it's like Jessica Alba. Completely agree.
Oh my God, Crystal. Jessica Alba got the bag, Maddison. She did that Dark Angel and said, where's Jessica? We always saw was the leaves rolling by. She said, I'm getting this money. That's what I'm doing.
You know what Jessica Alba movie I loved? Into the Blue. When she is with,
Yes, Maddison.
She swims like this with the water. You know what I'm talking about. Her body looks insane in that movie. I want to shout out Crystal. She said, R.I.P. to the most beautiful, hardworking, and loving person I knew, my cousin Mario. He will be missed by everyone. He did everything he wanted in his life, and the last thing he did was protecting his kids. Prayers for supporting. Yes, Crystal, we are here for you. I am so sorry for you and your family. Please know that the T Tribe is here for you. We got you. We got you, and we're always. Yeah, exactly. Sending all the positive prayers and vibes. We got you. We got you. We got you. Let's go ahead and get into this Brandon Jenner, Kourtney, Khloe, Tristan, and of course this Blac Chyna news, you guys. So go ahead and turn your volumes down for
Call Jenner T-Tone. Hello to everyone in my living room, which is no one.
Hello to Kourtney's empty living room. The first thing we're talking about is this Brandon Jenner news. So Brandon Jenner is Caitlyn Jenner's son before he married Kris. Okay, he was married a couple times before Kris and had children. Yes, Brody's brother, all of that good stuff. So Brandon recently released a book, and it's titled, To Me, He Was Just My Dad. And it's a book of essays written by kids who grew up with famous dads. Okay. Now, in his essay, Brandon says that he only saw Caitlyn a half a dozen times, which I'm not good at math, but a half a dozen is 6, everybody. 6 times between the ages of 8 and 25. He says that oftentimes when he would see his dad, it felt like it was for photo ops as opposed to bonding. Brandon said that it was actually often for Christmas cards. And if you remember back in the day before it was like, oh, the Kar Jenner like chic Christmas cards, everyone was included, and they looked like, you know, just normal. Like we went to JCPenney's and we took a bunch of pictures, although it wasn't, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Brandon says that after Caitlyn married Kris, family became a business to Caitlyn. Brandon says that he stayed away from this whole thing most of his teen years because he didn't want any part of that dynamic. And he also noted that Caitlyn wasn't treated well in the Kar Jenner household and that Caitlyn wasn't happy.
I'm going to tell you right now, Caitlyn and Kris worked together for as long as they did because there was an understanding of business. You get what I'm saying? They were both so business focused. Oh my God. Wow, girl, oh my God. See, Brandon, now you got me wanting to read your little book.
Right?
You know how much that book is, Maddison? How much is the book? Can I get that book tomorrow?
I think you could probably just get it on Amazon. It's not anything
I don't want no Kindle. I want the paperback. I want to smell the ink.
No, I know. Wow. I know you like physical copies. You don't you like physical books. No,
I've been up Twitter, girl.
But I find it very interesting and it's very honest. And to me, the fact that Brandon felt this way tells me that his other children probably felt a similar way. And also the fact of only saw Caitlyn 6 times between the ages of 8 and 25. Like, what?
Girl. And we wonder why the Kar Jenners be messed up. Look at the 2 heads of the family. Mm-hmm. That's insane to me, Maddison. What was he doing all that time?
Well, and, you know, I can understand why his other children would have a little animosity. Think about it. You know, Caitlyn, Bruce at the time, married Chris, became a stepdad to 3 daughters immediately, totally immersed himself in that role. Then he had Kendall and Kylie. And I feel like then they got the show and it was game over. So I can see why they have a little animosity towards Bruce. I feel like now all of his children have a much better relationship with Caitlyn, to be honest.
And that's fine.
But I see it because, I mean, if I only saw one of my parents 6 times in pretty much a good chunk of my life because they were so caught up with another family, I would feel some type of way.
Yeah, we wouldn't be speaking. So, I mean, if they have spoken, that's beautiful. But I wouldn't be showing up to no transition procedure. I wouldn't be showing up to no next marriage, potentially. I don't want to meet new girlfriend. I don't care about nothing. That's your family. And look, they don't even want you really like that now. You get what I'm saying? Like Kim and remember all of that going on? Imagine how they felt. And they was over here like, we probably been over here begging for you to come over here. And you over there running and boo-hooing with Chris and the gals.
Yes.
That's awful. That's awful.
I agree.
I really am not a fan of bad parenting like that.
I agree. It's terrible. We're going to move on and talk about Kourtney, someone who claims to be the best parent.
I literally get a Squidward noise every time you say her name. Like, wah, wah.
And she's proving that she's such a good parent because she's clapping back at people who are trolling her for not cutting her son's hair. So she recently posted a bunch of photos and videos showing what her and her kids did during Easter when they were quarantined. And obviously you can see Rain's hair is pulled up, long hair. And someone commented and said that she needed to cut her son's hair, and Kourtney was not here for it. She clapped back and replied and said, "Most gorgeous hair on earth. Anyone who says otherwise, A, B, C, D, E, F, G." Do you remember what that's from? That's from an old Keeping Up episode.
Oh.
When her and Scott were having a fight, and she was like, she said something, and she's like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And he's like, what is that? She's like, it's just something I say.
No, Maddison. Now you see how my reaction is?
That's not a delay, everybody.
Everybody that don't watch that show was looking at that comment like, what is she talking about? And now she looks stupid. Like, I agree with her. I agree. Like, girl, it's not up to y'all to decide whether I'm going to cut my child's hair or not. But I feel like that response was dumb. If you're going to clap back, girl, you need to off with their heads. Like, give us something to talk about. That exactly what Fancy Nancy said. I see you, Fancy. Fancy Nancy said a week
clap back.
LOL. That's a LOL, man. So she thought she was doing something.
LOL is one of my favorite things to type. I type that in pretty much any message I ever send, which honestly, I followed this hilarious horoscope account, or astrology account, I guess, and they like said one of the Taurus qualities was puts LOL at the end of every message, even a serious one to lighten the mood, and I was like,
me, LMAO.
Me.
Or I begin with LMAO. I begin LMAO.
I feel like all of our texts, even if we're actually annoyed with something or like we're really frustrated, we'll still just be like, LOL. And it's just, you can just tell it's a different kind of LOL, but we just still feel like it's necessary, you know?
You want to add some razzle dazzle? LOL, period. Ooh, we ain't playing on that one.
Oh, yes. Whenever there's a period involved, you know it's serious. Absolutely. And then Katie Gomez said, why do people even care about her son's hair?
I agree.
Good question. Because people love to hate about anything.
Anything the Kardashians do, people will pick apart and criticize. Doesn't make it right. It doesn't make the person right either.
Exactly. Okay, let's move on and get into this Khloe and Tristan news real quick, and then we're going to get into this Blac Chyna shade.
Okay.
So there's a new report from Hollywood Live. They're fueling the reconciliation rumors. The source said that Tristan is spending so much time with True, obviously because they're quarantined together, and Khloe. The source said that him and Khloe are communicating better than they have in quite a while. And the source did mention that they're not back together, but obviously don't believe that for one frickin' second. Also, Khloe wants to throw True a big birthday party once all of this is over, social distancing is lifted. Do you think that there's a chance they could announce their reconciliation at like a True birthday bash part 2?
Yes. But that depends on when they'll be able to have that birthday party, right? If they want to throw a big one, and I'm sure they want people there so that they can have content, but who knows when we're going to be allowed to stop social distancing. Right. You know what I mean? So I imagine that right now, as it relates to Khloe and Tristan, Chris and Ryan and whatever the production, they're trying to figure out a sort of schedule as to when they want to drop things. When are we going to say Khloe and Tristan are back together? When are we going to have in the story that a definite answer on Kylie and Travis? Do we want to talk about Messy Mason? Is that part of the show even? You know what I mean? I feel like it is, to be just a little bit. I feel like that's part of the show.
I feel like it's a little bit just because Kourtney always is like parenting. So I feel like that has to be included just a little bit. But I agree with you. I feel like because there's not that much going on, these big potential storylines like a Khloe and Tristan, a Kylie and Travis, they really have to be strategic on how they slowly leak information, how they kind of want things to play out. And I feel like right now we're part of the plan of leaking the information. Someone's just dropping little bits of information and seeing whether there's outrage, what kind of reaction, and are people picking up what we're laying down? And we obviously are. The rest of the world, I don't know.
Maddison, my attention span is non-existent. What if Kourtney Kardashian opened up a school in a different country? Maybe that's her thing.
Wait, Kourtney or Khloe?
Kourtney, specifically. Okay. Because we want her to leave. She don't want to be on the show. She wants to do like a parenting and she's all about the childcare. What if she opened a daycare or a school for girls, even? No? Is that a bad idea?
No.
What if it was filmed? Is that just one episode?
I don't think it's a bad idea. I just don't know if Kourtney has the chutzpah.
I agree.
To be honest, I love that idea and I think that's so empowering, but I don't think
I'm thinking of something with her and a child psychologist as a pair to do something. I want to like her. You know what it is? Because I hate that, like, every single time we bring up Kourtney Kardashian or any of the Kardashians, my mind goes to, wow, Kourtney sucks. And, like, I want to, like, find something for her to do that I could be like, okay, that's her thing. Because Chloe's got her thing. Her thing is not loving herself enough for men. Like, you know what I mean? So that they can take advantage of her. That's her thing.
Well,
Kim's
I'm laughing
right now
because...
is being kind of a lawyer. So what's Kourtney saying?
Grease said, I bet, so this is about Tristan, I bet he's been faithful now that he can't leave the house.
And that's what I think.
I'm dying. And then Alex said that, speaking to your point, Kourtney's too entitled for that, in my opinion, about the whole school situation.
I agree, Alex. I wouldn't be...
It's hard. It's hard to find a thing for Kourtney. It's hard. And you know what? I don't mind her being a mom. Like, I think, like, that's fantastic. But my thing is, do it like so extra, like be the stay-at-home mom that is goals. You know what I mean? Like you're having like the cutest lunches every day and little notes packed in them, and you make sure you have the snack, and like you're the PTA mom.
I see that for Khloe. Khloe and Kourtney should switch. Kourtney could do fitness and go and do that over there and have no personality. Khloe is the one that could open up a school and show day by day. She could do a mommy vlog. If she had someone that wasn't Tristan and someone that was great, oh my God, mommy vlogs. Now that's something I would stand, because I would love to see that. How would a rich woman really get together the kid and the baby?
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and just be like the most like extra amazing stay-at-home mom. Like just really kill it.
Do you think Tristan would ever be on board with that, Maddison?
Tristan?
If Khloe wanted to start like a mommy something, you don't think he would be on board for the clout?
He would pretend. He would for sure do it for the clout.
Yeah.
What is he going to do when basketball's over?
That's what I'm thinking.
Basketball's not happening right now. What is it? He's got to do something. I'm just saying. Okay, we got to get into this Blac Chyna news, because I want to make sure we have plenty of time. So we're getting into this Blac Chyna stuff, you guys. Chyna is now clapping back to the hate she received for charging $250 for a follow back or a FaceTime call from fans. So we briefly mentioned this yesterday. Chyna has been getting dragged because, she's literally charging people $250 for her to follow them back on social media.
The FaceTime call like $900, man.
Oh, the FaceTime call is even more.
It's like $900. That's a mess. Sorry, Chyna, but it is.
Absurd. So now her attorney released a statement to In Touch Weekly and said that Chyna is using the money for her, quote, unwarranted custody battle with Rob and his family. Here comes the shade. She went on to say, quote, it's not cheap, and unlike a certain allegedly self-made billionaire in Rob's family, Chyna is truly a self-made single mom who must keep finding unique ways to connect with her fans during this unprecedented global pandemic. Her attorney continued and said that, like the true entrepreneur that Chyna is, she's finding unique ways to connect with her fans during this time. And this attorney reiterated that Chyna does not receive child support from Rob or Tyga.
Blac Chyna needs a salaried version of me on her team. And the reason why I say that is because I understand the statement of like, how I look at it as is like, well, what the expletive does Blac Chyna do? What is the talent? You get what I'm saying? There is none. And now we live in a world where you don't have to have any kind of talent. That's literally Tana's entire like bio, headline, everything is like not bad for an expletive with no talent. So I feel like Blac Chyna, she could be making YouTube videos. She could try to produce a line of face masks to donate to get more eyes on her. There's so many ways that she could go about garnering attention and making money. I just feel like this was not the best way to go about it. And I feel like comparing her come up to Kylie's is like not exactly the strongest point. You know what I mean? Kylie can't help that she was born into this family the same way that Angela White cannot help that she was born into the family in the situation that she was in.
Right.
You both,
and she's done very well for herself.
What you're given. You know what I mean? So she can't be mad at that. I hate that she brought Kylie into it, though.
I do too, but you know, this just came to my brain, like literally as you were talking about Kylie being born into this family, and the whole little dig at, you know, she doesn't have a self-made billionaire in her family. Do you remember? This was a while ago. This was probably like 3-4 months ago. We did a report, and it was from Radar Online, and it was all about how it was now Kylie's turn to step in and help Rob financially.
Yes.
Because Kim had done her share, Chris had done her share. Chris also put in, you know, money into Arthur George socks. Like, remember there was this whole thing, and people were like, oh my gosh, that sounds so crazy. Like, that's absurd that his younger sister's trying to help him. And now that makes so much more sense. And now I do believe that Kylie has to be helping Rob with this legal battle if the attorney went for her and made this little dig.
Well, I'm going to say this. Ain't a follow back or FaceTime call in the world that could outperform Kylie Jenner financially. So they could, I mean, at this point, Blac Chyna could raise Johnny Cochran from the dead. And I don't believe that she will win the case. That's just me being honest with you, Maddison, and the T Tribe. I think that Blac Chyna has done a lot. I think that y'all can look into her family history and make assumptions. If I were a lawyer, these are things that I would be doing because it's all out there on film. You know, we don't laugh, but we find Tokyo Tony entertaining. These are things that they would say. This is your mother. Are you the same kind of person? Because we've seen your anger on the Zeus show. Throwing stuff at your mom and screaming and stuff.
I mean, people having to break up fights between her and her mom.
But she could say the same thing for the Kardashian Jenners. Kourtney done rock Kim wig from left to right. Had Kim wig sitting with a shoulder lean. So, I mean, Maddison, it could go both ways, but I think that the Kardashians will pull every dollar and cent out of Kylie's account to make sure that baby wind up in their care.
I think so, too, because like we've said multiple times, and it's not right, but at this point, it's an ego battle. And I think at this point, the way the whole Jenner family sees it is it's their family's reputation on the line. You know, it's not just Chyna and Rob. It's, wow, are they actually as a family going to be able to come together and beat this woman out for custody of a child that they don't feel like she should have custody of right now? Like, are we the ones who are going to save Dream from this situation? Like, I think it's everyone's ego is on the line, and it's not right. I don't agree with it. I don't think that's how it should be. But unfortunately, that's what's happening. And you're right, the Kardashians, if you want to look at just simple dollar and cents, they have 5 people to pull income from. Chyna has. You know
what we should do, Maddison?
Oh, God.
We should get our $900 together and have Blac Chyna FaceTime on our already FaceTime show, and we could put her box right in the center of both of us. I could ask her about DragCon. You could ask her about the Zeus show. Was it filmed on a potato? Was it not? We want to know. And we want to know also, were you joking when you allegedly, speculation not confirmation, wrapped this iPhone cord around our good sis Rob's neck? Like, we want to know.
Get out of my brain. I literally was going to say, I was like, I can't wait to ask her how you jokingly wrap an iPhone cord around someone's neck. Like, literally, get out of my brain. Get out of my brain.
We trying to help the girl out.
Get out. Oh, you guys, on that note, that's all the time we have. We're obviously going to keep up with this whole Blac Chyna situation because we knew something like this was coming. Like we said, we knew Rob hit a volley. We knew Chyna was coming back. So it's about to be craziness. It's going to get worse. We'll keep you guys up to date on everything, of course. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Please make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, also TikTok. We can't forget about TikTok. And our own individual channels. Mine's Maddison Hill.
Mine is Courtney Revolution.
Yes, please. We appreciate it so much. And you guys also make sure you shout out Hidden Leo and Shambong Dave. We could not do this without them either at all. Like, Courtney and I would literally be black screens. Maybe you could hear us, maybe you couldn't.
Maybe. Emphasis on the maybe, girl.
high emphasis on the maybe. So please give them lots of love as well. And you guys will be back tomorrow for Thick Thursday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Now, wash your hands, Leo. You better wash your hands. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. It's intimate. You better wash your hands. Your hands, Miss Ma'am. Wash your hands. It's intimate. You better wash your hands. Your hands, Miss Ma'am. Hey, it's intimate. It's in demand to wash your hands. Just pump that soap till you get some more. Just wash your hands. It's intimate. Just wash your hands, Miss Ma'am.